Whenever you do come on the program, Don, we always get quite a good reaction, so it's always good to have you on.
Great, thank you.
I guess the first question we should get to is, how is your campaign going? You're running to be President of the United States. How are things going?
Well, it's slow but sure. As with almost all of the other independent candidates, everything is focused right now on the Republican and the Democrat primaries. So basically, once the primaries are over at the first of the year, people will start to look around for, is there a third choice? We've talked a lot about, when you have a choice between the lesser of two evils, what do you end up with? Well, you end up with evil. So if you have a choice of two people, Republicans and the Democrat candidates that are selected for primaries, people are going to say, gee, I don't really like either one of these two. Which one do I dislike the least?
Yes.
And that's when it's great to have an alternative. And I've heard several times in the news, on TV and the radio, that this may be the opportunity for an independent to actually get elected. So that's what I'm banking on. Right now I'm working very hard on getting on the ballots in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. as well, the District of Columbia. So that's a daunting challenge in itself, because each state has its own rules and regulations about getting on the ballot. Some two states, Louisiana and Colorado, simply want $500 and an affidavit, and you're on the ballot. All the other states require a certain number of signatures. I mean, anything from as little as 1,000 signatures all the way up to 150,000 in California. So it's a big challenge, and that's my number one worry right now.
Well, of course, it's the challenges that sort of make it such an overwhelming task. I mean, even for people who put in millions of dollars into their campaign, people on the Republican and Democratic side of things, who put millions and millions of dollars into their campaign, they don't even know what's going to happen to their campaigns. It must be equally as daunting for you on a veterinarian salary.
Well, I sure don't have the millions and millions, but I'm hoping next year that I'll have enough to really make my campaign well known and get the word out. Everybody I talk to, like I was mentioned earlier, my wife and I just got back from Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. 3 years ago, we were wanting to do something for the lower four ranks of the Marines, the soldiers and the Marines. What could we do? In the past, we've donated money to USO and to an organization at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base where I served. And I'm always thinking, well, how does the money trickle down to the one striper and the two striper that just doesn't have enough ends to meet when you're raising a family and you might have a few pets? So I decided that my wife and I would buy a vaccine and drive down to Camp Lejeune and vaccinate the Marine Corps family pets for free. And
wow.
When I mentioned this to some of the representatives, the drug company representatives, they said, oh, well, hey, we'll donate the vaccine and syringes and other products too for this thing that you're doing. So this is our third time. Yesterday, Saturday, there was a pet fair that went on at Camp Lejeune, and a big part of the pet fair was vaccinating dogs and cats for free. So
wow.
That was always a really enjoyable thing, and I feel we've helped a lot of them. We've saved hundreds of dollars for many of these families.
It's funny, I've never asked you this question before, Don. I know we've interviewed each other several times before. I've never asked you if you think that having an understanding and an affinity for pets and animals in general, if you think that would actually make you a better president or not.
Well, I think if you're a good vet, you become a veterinarian because you like pets. You do have compassion. You have compassion for animals. You have a love for animals, and believe it or not, we're animals too, Fred. We're just upright, two-legged ones. But a big part of being a veterinarian is having a compassion and a sensitivity for life itself, for all life, birds, snakes, dogs, cats, whatever. So I think that is a plus to have a veterinarian as a president, perhaps because of our compassionate background.
Yeah, I guess that's definitely true. I certainly was very impressed to hear that you had such a large, what is it, 3,000 animals you have to look after in your vet?
I think it's closer to 5,000.
5,000 now. Oh,
4,500, I think, is how many dogs, cats, and other animals that we have as active clients.
Well, I always say if you can handle 5,000 animals, you can handle Congress.
Especially the animals, too. These guys fight, They'll fight in Congress, but I look forward to it. It is a challenge, but as Thomas Paine said, the only thing that's necessary to understand politics is common sense. And that's another thing that veterinarians have a depth of is common sense. It's something that is part of being a veterinarian.
I promised you I'd ask you this every single time I talk to you, and I'm going to ask you again. If you still believe, sir, if you still believe that you can win this election.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a turning point. I think I'm going to get a break somewhere along the line where people are going to, more and more people are going to take notice and word is going to pass. An odd thing happened. I did write a book back in 2001 about Tarawa, which was a little island in the middle of the Pacific. It was a World War II battle site, Marine Corps against Japanese. And I got an email from a young man, guess he's not too young anymore, he's got a family and a couple of children, but he served as a Latter-day Saint missionary on Tarawa in the 1980s. Apparently he found my book website, Tarawa, The Aftermath is the name of the book, and he sent me an email saying that he had spent time there as a missionary, a Mormon missionary, and he would like to take his wife and children back to see the place. So I sent him an email back saying, a lot has changed there, but still, I would like to go back myself and see it again. And I encouraged him, to do that. And I mentioned then that I was running for president. Please check out my campaign site. So he sent me another reply back that he and his wife had read a lot of the campaign website. It's extensive. There's many, many pages there. But he said we must be cut from the same bolt of cloth because almost everything that I said, he as well has thought and agree with. So here is a Mormon that I thought for sure would be, backing his own candidate from Utah, and I thought that, gosh, he's very open-minded, so there is hope.
Well, so you still believe that you can do it?
I haven't given up hope whatsoever. I do believe that the day will come when I'm either on a TV program or somehow the name gets out through advertising, through word of mouth, or whatever. And I do believe that once people read what I believe and what I have written and what I plan to do as president, I think they will be they'll find it very appealing.
Well, I don't doubt that at all, Don. We wish you luck on that end for sure.
Thank you.